Our bikes over to Australia. We got them shipped into Brisbane and we've picked them up and we've ridden all the way up to Cooktown, just up by Cape Tribulation, and we're now heading back down the east coast back to Brisbane and then beyond that to Sydney. We're currently in Airlie Beach. As you can see, it's a classic 27 degrees in the tropics, which we're enjoying, getting out of that cold New Zealand winter. So join us as we ride the east coast of Australia on our 2017 Harley Davidson Road Kings.
We are in Sydney, Sunday morning, and we're going to the Opera House for a photo shoot. Got the Garmin, and he sort of knows Sydney anyway. It's a good opportunity to do it today because this is the least traffic there's going to be. God, if only I could handle this bike a bit better. It's this bloody low speed stuff. It's so hard, especially when the bike's cold. Anyway, so we saw a place down at Circular Quay yesterday where we think we can get the bikes to photograph them with the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge in the background. And then we're probably going to get a coffee somewhere, and then we're going to go to Watson's Bay for a nice lunch. It's supposed to be 27 degrees today. These roads flow so much faster than Auckland's roads. The speed limit around most of it is 60 k's, so everybody does 70. The Remuera St Heliers of Sydney around here. Double Bay apparently. Yeah, Double Bay. It's very nice. So we're leaving Sydney this morning after 4 nights here. Had a very good stay. Just currently in Chatswood where we've been staying. It's a really nice suburb. It's 6 stops out on the train from central Sydney. We just used it as a base to get into the city, and yesterday we had to get the bikes serviced. We had to take them all the way out to near the airport, and I think yesterday was the most stressful day of riding I've certainly had for years. We knew it was going to rain. We got the bikes in there really early. They said that they'd work on ours first, which was really nice. And at midday we decided to head back in to pick the bikes up because we hadn't heard from them, and they were ready. They just hadn't told us. And just when we got there, literally just as we arrived, we got a bit of rain, a few spits, and as we were ready to head out the door, it just became absolutely torrential. And we headed out, realizing that we'd left the navigation system back here in Chatswood. So we had poor light, torrential rain, no navigation. Stuart had a new rear tyre. We can't understand why he needed a new one and I didn't, given that we've both done the same Ks. We set out from the Harley shop. Torrential rain, got quite a long way, almost into the city, and Stuart knew there was something wrong with his bike. So we had to, he said there was something wrong with his brake. So we had to turn around and go back to the Harley shop, which was a daunting prospect because it's all 2 lanes of super heavy traffic out by the airport, full of big trucks. It's pretty stressful stuff actually. Anyway, they had to take a look at his bike, and yep, a stone had fallen down into the brake disc or whatever. And it was just torrential rain all the way back to Chatswood, absolutely torrential, and it was just horrible. The Garmin has also, I wouldn't say it's been equally as frustrating as the GoPro, but it's let us down so often at times when we've really needed it. Times like now, you know, when you're trying to get in or out of a city with all this traffic, and the Garmin pops up some stupid little message that you can't get rid of. That's been quite annoying. I mean, we're now heading back to Brisbane, where we'll ship our bikes out, and we have just had no success with the GoPro really. Such a pity. Well, our feel quite sad to be leaving Sydney. It's been a great city to explore. It's just great that it's got the big harbour. And the bridge is such a beautiful, iconic building. Suburbs are beautiful, just like they are in Auckland. Mostly the drivers here are really good. Like if you indicate, they will actually let you in, which doesn't happen in Auckland. Yesterday when we were riding in the torrential rain, I just got a sense that the drivers were being especially sort of cautious of us. I wouldn't go as far to say that they cared, but they were giving us a lot of space. I really sensed that all the way back through the city, and that was very comforting actually. So today we're just riding out to a place called Polkalbin at the top of the Putty Road in the Fraser Valley. We didn't really want to stay at Newcastle again. These tunnels are just so amazing in Sydney. Like yesterday we went through a tunnel that goes right under the harbour. It's just unfathomable to me that you can build a tunnel with all that weight on the top. Just as well I'm not an engineer. Well, that's it. We're heading north now and we've left Sydney behind. Leaving the Grey Gum Cafe. Well, I went into that cafe not being very hungry, but it is lunchtime, so I ordered a bacon and egg sandwich, which was huge, and I hate the old damn thing. Yeah, they've set up a car park for bikers, so there's one lane that goes up and then there's a tight sandy turnaround for the road that comes down. And it doesn't matter where you park, you've got to do a tight turn to get out. And when we were there last time, I didn't want to get my bike out in case I dropped it. I didn't want to drop my bike in front of all those other bikers. And I just had the same scenario. Like, I think a lot of those guys are pretty impressed that I'm riding such a big bike. And then to drop it, you know, they would just think, oh, that bike's too much for her to handle. But I guess, you know, I guess they would think that anyway, even if just by getting the husband to move it. But it's just embarrassing to drop it. You know, you just don't want to do that in front of a whole lot of bikies. Talking to one of the bikers there, and he asked, where are you off to today? And I said, oh well, eventually Brisbane, but today we're just going to Polkolbin. And he said, oh, Polkolbin? I said, yeah, whatever. He said that he and his wife have been to New Zealand, and they took a camper van around the South Island, and he just can't wait to get over there on a motorbike. I think the thing that stops a lot of these guys from doing that is probably that it leaves their wife at home, which they may not like one little bit. And that is where it's nice that we do this stuff together. When Stuart first said he wanted to get a motorbike, that I wasn't going to be that woman left at home. That was not going to go well with me. It was either get on the back or get your own bike. And I didn't like being on the back of his.